Welcome back to Surviving the Flame. Before we jump into today's conversation, here's a quick preview of the moments you definitely don't want to miss. I'll never forget the first social media video I seen of you stepping out of your comfort zone. And I was like, who the hell is this? I was happy for you. I was so happy for you, dog. But I was like, ain't no way this Brittney, bro. Ain't no way. So there was a video of you, and I think it went viral. You were standing on top of a table. I don't know what school this was at, but you stood on top of a table and you were like, Thank you, God. You remember what I'm talking about? Okay. Yo. 11th. Tell me what was happening in that moment, and then I want you to go into how exactly did you go from timid, I'm not finna tell anybody my business, Brittney, to standing on top of a table in front of the entire school, saying whatever it was that you were saying. Please tell the story.
So in turn, it was like I started out doing music and just wanted that validation. And then I had to rebrand and be like, okay, like, am I doing this for other people or am I doing this for me?
But one thing that I really do admire about your body of work, it is purely 100% authentic. Like, I don't know another artist that's like you. All right, family, welcome back to another episode of Surviving the Flame. If you enjoyed that preview, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so we can keep this flame burning together. Now, let's get into today's conversation. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Surviving the Flame. I'm your host, Tavion Mickens, and this is where we have lit conversations with ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And our guest today is truly no different, man. Our guest today is a mother-loving superstar, bro. A superstar, man. Like, she is... And she's a poet, a writer, an artist, bro. And all of her work is truly a body of art, man. Like, and another thing about her, bro, like she's also a genuine good person. You know what I mean? Like, she has a true heart of gold, bro. And like, you know, but also she can still keep it real. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't necessarily take, you know what I mean? Like the kindness for weakness, you know what I'm saying? It get wicked, you know what I mean? But she's also more than all of that, bro. Like, she's a friend, bro. Like, she is truly a person that you want to keep in your circle. You want to have around. It's easy to support because she stands on top of her morals and principles and don't stray away from it. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I'm talking about, you're about to find out, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and stages, and even the ones making minimum wages, welcome to the STF experience, Miss Brittney Bella. What is up, man? For sure. How you doing today, man?
I'm pretty good. You know, I just got off of work, you know, all the things. And this is in
Adults
between
in,
a performance. So...
Facts, for sure. We gonna get into all of that. We're gonna get into all of that, man. But first and foremost, put your city and your state on the map, man. Where you from?
I'm from the Tallahassee, Florida, the 850. You already know.
For sure. Get into it. All right, man. First question I got for you, man. Outside of that, first, I really want to know, like, how exactly did you get into writing? Like get into like writing, poetry, all of that. How exactly did all of that start for you?
You know, I think with writing, I always like wanted to be a writer. Like, I remember in the 4th grade. I forgot the teacher's name, but she just really like poured into like all her students and like just taught us all these different words. And I remember I had like this diary that my great aunt had gotten me for Christmas, and I just started writing like a chapter book. Like, and I was always the first person to read a chapter book, or I was always the first person to read this or that, get a 10 out of 10. Like that was always like my thing. Like I love to write, I love to read, and I just really like, I don't know, from that point on, I was like, okay, I want to be like a writer. Like I know that. So it was just really like finding the medium. In middle school, like seventh grade, I started writing poetry. And then in college, I like suffered from like really bad anxiety, and I just like found myself like for the first time in my life just not knowing how to like talk to people, like being overwhelmed, because I feel like I've always been like the loudest in the class, not able to shut up. Like, but when I hit college, I don't know, like big fish, big pond. It just kind
Yeah.
of got to me, and I just had to figure out like how I wanted to be known, like what
Mm.
I wanted to represent. So I joined a poetry organization and like really like honed in on my skills, and I was like, wait, like I remember in the third grade I wrote a rap song, and like I was like,
In the third grade?
I did.
Bruh.
I
Wow.
did. I had showed
Okay.
my mom because I was like, I just love music too. And
Mm.
she was like, wow, like this is good. Like you could be a ghostwriter. So I always had it in my mind, like I wanted to be behind the scenes. You know, like I wanted to be the
Mm.
author. I want to be the ghostwriter. You know, so but then like when I got over that fear and like got on stage like as a poet, I was like, wait a minute, I can
Hey
do
man, I'm
this.
on the song. I'm on the song. Yeah.
Right,
That's
yeah.
good, man.
Hmm.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you've been writing for quite some time, man. Like what is there anyone in your life like growing up more specifically that was a pioneer, if you will, for you to have that art or that skill of writing, or did it just like come naturally to you? Like was there anyone that you're trying to like emulate or anything like that, or like was it just flowed?
I don't think so. I don't think I've really ever tried to like be like anybody, you know,
Hmm.
like at least like as like a child, like when I like first, you know, I think I just, you know what? This is gonna sound really strange, actually. I don't know if you remember like Roald Dahl, the guy who made Charlie and the Chocolate
No.
Factory. You do know?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, Jack and the Giant Peach. Like, like that was my favorite author for like the longest, and I think it was
Word. Okay.
probably him who I tried to write.
Wow,
Like,
really?
yeah.
I would have never guessed, man. Not in
It
a
was in
million
like
years.
the
Would have
deepest
never put
part of
that
my
together.
brain. Like I don't think I
For
remembered
sure, man.
that.
Wow. Dog, that's like back in the archives, dog. Like I don't know how you pulled that, but back
Right?
then, you know what I'm saying?
It literally has
Um,
never resurfaced. I think just talking to you, especially since like I've known you for like since back then,
forever, forever. I mean,
forever.
no,
Like
man.
it's like wait.
Gee, for sure, man.
Mhm.
Like, actually, and if you don't mind me asking, bro,
Yeah, my bad.
all right. So tell me about a significant portion or time in your childhood that's actually made you who you are today.
I feel like it was just like how I grew up. You know, like I always didn't have like the best circumstances, but I always
Mm-hmm.
was like expected to perform. So even like
Mm,
now, even if I'm going through something, I know that I have it in me to be like strong and like, you know, just like be about my business. I feel
yeah.
like it made like a hustler for sure. Cause like, I don't know. I feel like I never actually like talk about it. Just like growing up like without money or like
Mm,
not a supportive household. Like my mom was like abusive and just like I feel like I was always, I don't know, searching for like validation that I didn't get at home. So in turn, it was like I started out doing music and just wanted that validation. And then I had to
yeah.
rebrand and be like, okay, like, am I doing this for other people or am I doing this for me? So,
That's deep. That's deep. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us really struggle with that and don't really have the courage to really face it and be like, yo, like maybe not necessarily I'm the problem, but there's something like within me or deep inside that I need to attack. I need to address before this turns into a monster that I can't control. Cuz before
mm-hmm.
you know it, at first it's just looking for, the support of your friends, maybe the support of like family members, and then it turns into you want attention from everybody, but not all attention is the right attention. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And then before you know it, you spiraling down a road that you never even intended to go down in the first place,
Yes.
surrounded by people and energy and stuff like that that is nowhere near exactly where you were intending to go. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
powerful, and props to you for even addressing that. You know what I mean? Like just being able to be like, this is something that I struggle with. This was an issue, a problem, and I feel like it's a problem really in a lot of in our culture specifically. You know what I'm saying? But it starts from, whether it be neglect or abuse or anything like that in the household, or not having specific love from a certain parent or whatever like that. Like it starts there, you know what I mean? And it channels and it goes down to, like these other problems and issues that a lot of our people don't really talk about. So huge props for that, man. Another thing, bro, you got this energy about you, bro. Like everywhere you go, you have a very special energy about you. Like that is just so very uplifting and outgoing and everything like that. Like who exactly would you say like you got that energy from, or would you say like it's just always been inside?
Okay, like I feel like there's power to names, and I was
Mm.
named after my great aunt, the one
Mm.
who gave me the book.
Ah,
Yes,
word.
and it's
For
just
sure.
really funny because I feel like I never really identified with a lot of people in my family. Um,
Mm.
but like getting to know her like as an adult, it's like wow, I take after her a lot. Like she's a writer, a teacher. um,
Literally be checking off marks as we go.
like
Yeah.
she always has that energy of like bringing people together and just like being who she is authentically, So just
Mm.
like being able like to see somebody who is just kind of like me, like I
Yeah.
like and I don't know, like I wasn't raised to be this way. I would say
Mm.
like I feel like my mom didn't like those things about me because they weren't in her. But
Ah.
just,
Ooh.
despite those things, I
Yeah.
just felt like I could never change my purpose. Like I could never change who I was at my core. So
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
mhm.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel like in like both of us have like big dreams of like achieving things that is solely on you. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no degree that can get you closer. There is no like unless you a nepo baby. Like bro,
But
you gotta grind. You gotta grind. You know what I mean? You gotta work, and even then, I feel like you still gotta grind. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
still you gotta be. But one thing that I really do admire about your body of work, it is purely 100% authentic. Like I don't know another artist that's like you. I don't know another lyricist, another poet, I don't know another person that is like you. Like you are truly one of one. And that takes courage to see an industry that is filled with people who are trying to be somebody else or who are trying to be like that person or whatever. And you just go in just like, you know what, bump it. I'ma just be me.
yeah.
Nah, I'm a transition with that though.
What-
I've known you forever. Like I
Literally.
dog, like I knew shy Brittney. You know what I mean? Like I knew timid Brittney. I knew Brittney that was yeah, you know what I mean? So like I
Yeah.
wanna know, bro, like okay, so transitioning into like current times now. I will never forget the first social media, and I pray to God you remember what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'll never forget the first social media video I seen of you stepping out of your comfort zone. And I was like, who the hell is this? I was happy for you. I was so happy for you, dog. But I was like, ain't no way this Brittany, bro. Ain't no way. So there was a video of you, and I think it went viral. You were standing on top of a table. I don't know what school this was at, but you stood on top of a table
Oh
and you
my
were like,
god!
thank you, God, you remember
In
what I'm talking
high
about. Okay.
school, high
Yeah,
school,
yeah, yeah.
11th or
Tell me
12th
what tell me what was happening in that moment, and then I want you to go into how exactly did you go from timid, I'm not finna tell anybody my business, Brittany, to standing on top of a table in front of the entire school saying
grade.
whatever it was that you were saying. Please tell the story.
Man, okay. This is circa like 2017. I was in 11th grade.
Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
I remember. And I think, yeah, that was, I was a little more like to myself for sure. And I remember I transitioned from Rickards High School, which is a very black high school in
Mm,
Tallahassee, Florida. And then I moved to Fort Myers, and I went to Fort Myers High School with a whole bunch of white people. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't. Wait, I don't need
Yeah.
people. I was like,
Oh, for
my
sure.
God. And we was doing like some type of walkout because I think it was the Parkland shooting
Oh, yeah, it was.
that had happened. And then we did like an organized walkout. And then it was just like everybody, like, we're supposed to have a moment of silence. But people took that as like a reason to like be like, oh yeah, like we got a free break from class. Like, no, people died. Like, you
No,
know?
that ass, yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
just felt the need to like say something. So I did, you know? And nobody really listened. Nobody
Girl,
did. I was the black,
nobody listened. On the internet, I feel like everybody listened. I was
you
like,
know?
ain't no way this is Brittney, bro.
And was, and let
But
me tell you
go ahead.
too, what wasn't in that video, I was like one of the only, like one of four black girls at the time in the IB program. So it like I'm really their only exposure. Like, so that I got up there, they didn't listen to me, whatever. This man gets up there, obviously not black. They're like, shh, guys, shh, let's listen. And he said the exact same thing that I said. And they're like, yeah, guys, let's do a moment of silence. Let's be for real, guys. And I was
I
like,
know you lying.
no.
I know you lying.
True story. I can't make this up. And I don't know, just from that point on, it lit a fire in me because I'm like, there's so many men who get taken seriously and are just saying the exact same thing that women say. And I feel like even in
Sure.
music, it's just like I'm not taken seriously because of the way that I look, regardless of what I am saying. But because of how I look, you're not even like paying it, like giving me the same respect, basically.
And that's it's so messed up that that's the reality in which we live in. The fact that, like, bro, it's on so many levels that women don't get the same credit as men, even though they're doing the exact same thing. You have a very valid point. Very valid point. It's something I will never be able to understand fully and truly, but I can definitely empathize with the frustration that you have, especially in a situation back then in 2017. Like, that was huge, man. Like, I remember everybody, like, not everybody, but I definitely do. It was the same thing at Leon. We walked out of we all walked to the Capitol that day, to go stand out there and address, the issue that was going on. The fact that it's too freaking easy in the state of Florida to get a gun.
Yes.
It's too easy. And the fact that, like, the way that it was handled, the way that everything was set up and everything like that, like, it's sad, but like, school shootings in Florida is just not a uncommon thing. Like, we have way too many shooting drills. I think, like, I think during my time when I was in high school, we had like we had two incidents where someone either brought a gun onto campus or like there was an actual shooting or something like that. And then there was one in middle school. And so it's way too common, you know what I mean, for like stuff like that to happen. And we went all the way up to the Capitol thinking that we was going to shake some stuff up and people were actually going to listen. Nobody came out. Nobody came out. No, like, we felt like it was really all really like for nothing. Like, don't get me wrong, like there were other students in other schools and other people out there that were voicing their opinions and everything and stuff like that. But for the most part, like, nothing really happened. And I think that's like the most frustrating part, is the fact that, like, these are kids telling adults what the issue is. You know what I'm saying? That's regarding them. You know what I mean? And like, nobody was really like caring too much that, like,
Yeah.
the kids were seeing that this was a problem. So, like, huge props and kudos to you again, just for having that type of courage to stand up in front of because it was the same thing. There were people that were like, because I think like most of our teachers excused us from class that day, and they were like, yeah, you guys can go ahead, go up to the Capitol, if you guys want to peacefully protest and everything like that, go ahead, do your thing. But there were some that said they were going and they never went. You know what I mean? And I think that, like, ignorance is really bliss, bro. It's all fun and games until it's your homie, until it's
Okay.
you. Like, it's really all a game until you know someone that went to that school, or like it's you or your kid or something like that that's at a school and someone brings a weapon. You know what I mean? Like, it's all fun and games until it's not. You know what I mean? And so, like, for you to be able to go up there and tell the truth, bro. let it be known and say really what it is. That's freaking admiring, bro. And hats off to you, bro. Hats off to you. I feel like from that moment you said that there was a fire lit inside of you. I can tell and I can see it, because from that moment, I don't know what the hell happened to Shot Brittney. That girl was gone, bro. Like,
nobody
she
ever believes
dipped.
me now when I be like, guys, like, I be on stage and I be like, y'all, I'm shy. They're like, shut the hell up. You can't do all that and be shy. I was like, I am.
I feel you though. I feel you. But like, and it's crazy because like I seen that though. So like really, bro, I cannot begin to tell you like truly, honestly, how proud I am of you, bro. Cause like where you started, bro. Where you started to where you are now is night and freaking day, bro. It is amazing. It is so freaking amazing to see how you have prospered. My guy, like I feel like the only thing that hasn't changed is you still smart as fuck. But like outside of being a freaking,
I was like the nerd in the class. Like everybody wanted my answers.
yo, I'm saying, and I really feel like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people like a lot of people crap on the word nerd, but it's not it. Honestly, to me, I feel like it just means that you're very passionate and you're very driven about anything that resembles your work. You know what I mean? So like and I feel like you've always been that type of person that like if something's gonna have your name on it, it's gonna be one, authentically you, and number two, you're gonna put like your best effort into it. And I feel like you've always been that way. So it's not like it's not a shock, you know what I mean, for you to still have that drive and that same passion and translate it over to your work as an artist. You know what I mean? But like you mentioned as well, like I said before, like you, after that moment, you continue to climb, you continue to grow, you continue to just shine, bro. And it really fully started on a social media standpoint. It really truly started your time at FAMU. So tell me about like how did you feel going up there for your first doing your first, I would call it like a slam poetry. You doing your first time performing your poetry. How did you feel doing that first one, and how did you grow from there?
You know, I think I'll just start like when I'm like got to college, like I know nothing about nothing. Like I got to college at 17 and I'm like, I don't know how to make friends here. Like I know some people from high school, like Tallahassee, because I'm from Tallahassee. I go to like college in Tallahassee, but I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not connecting with anything. Like I'm always at my dorm. And my best friend at the time, she said, "You write, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "There's this poetry organization on campus." I said, "Okay." And she's like, "They have like, well, what's that got to do with me?" And she was like, "They have it over mic. You should go." And I was like, "Okay." You have to go with me though, you know, and
Yeah.
you know the whole squad said, all right. They don't give a fuck about poetry, but they're like, Brittney, they need something to do, like,
Oh
I'm just
God.
like, okay, you know. So I'm waiting for my name to be called or whatever, and I see like they have this strong community, you know. This is called Voices Poetry organization, well, Voices Poetry group, right? Anyway, so I see them, they all like so close together. I'm like, dang, I want some friends.
Yeah.
So like I just said, dang, how can you gang? Like And I used to be like a theater kid, like in middle school and high school, like just like
really... We took theater together too. I forgot about that. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like I was very passionate about it, but like I was just like, okay, like I'm not a theater major. I don't know how to get involved with these things. So I did that, and then they called my name or whatever, and I remember the video. Oh my God, my fashion choices back then, but whatever, we move. You know, like people know sexy Brittney Bella. They don't know Brittney. Like,
oh God.
They don't know. Yeah. Brittney, but I'll say like, you know, every time I post that video, people be like, "That's you."
Yeah.
Yes,
Bro, I'm telling
yes.
you, bro, the evolution is night and
Okay. No, but
day,
I felt
bro. Oh
like
my gosh.
I performed it, and then let me tell you, it wasn't amazing. Like I had the book up here, and I had the shaky voice and the glasses. Y'all don't even know I wear glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always worn
Oh my
glasses.
goodness.
But
Oh man.
I got up there and I did it, and then they came up to me and they were like, "Yo, you're hard as fuck." Like, and I was like, "Me."
Oh
They told
god.
me. They told me
Yeah.
when the auditions was, and I just like, okay, like from that moment on, I was like, how do I get better? How do I get like them? Because they're up here performing. How do I get there and like surpass it? How do I make my
Mm.
own like caliber, for
Yeah,
like
for sure.
artistry? So then I ended up like, I think 2 years later, I ended up like running the organization for a couple years and just like teaching people how to
Word.
perform, teaching people like how to write better and all the things. Like
Wow.
first thing first, like I'm a learner and I'll
Hmm.
observe and I'll see like how like I can make it my own. Yeah, but I always had a mission. Like I
Wow.
knew I wanted to run the organization. I'm never like usually a person who just wants to be like only like a part, like a shirt wearer. I'm always somebody who's
Yeah.
like, I want to take over.
That's
Behind the
fucking
scenes.
dope.
Hmm.
Oh man. Like let's let's break some of this down, bro. Like you really went through like a lot. Hold on, hold on. Okay, so
I can just
do
jump in.
you remember like what is probably your most memorable moment through working with that organization, through working with your friends and people who came to you, what I'm saying, to help better express themselves and stuff like that? Like what was probably your most memorable moment doing all of that?
I'd say it was this one performance that like changed the trajectory of everything. And it was like an induction, so we were inducting new members, and I was like, Brittney's gone. I need something new. Like I don't know, and
Yeah.
I just had like such a hard time that semester, and I was just like I wrote like the best like poetry piece. Honestly, it was like one of the last things I really liked, and
Mm.
I got up there, and if you know how I'm shy, like I'm to myself, I'm reserved, and I'm very always covered up. That night, I remember I bought a dress. It was see through. It showed, I mean, everything. And I showed
Oh.
up. They said, Brittney. I was like, surprise, surprise. And
Yo.
from that point on, like it was like some like crazy stuff. I remember it was like I was like battle rapping up there. Like it was a battle rap poem. And they were like, I did not know, for one, you could write like that. Two, like I'm very like I was very quiet. But like
Mm.
I had to project my voice like throughout the whole room.
Mm.
And I did. Like and I had to really like dig deep, and I did. And I think that's when I really like made a name for myself. But poetry never really felt the same after that. I feel like I never really like topped that performance or anything, but I feel like somebody told
Mm.
me too. Like it was a couple months after that. They were like, I feel like my poet name was Prestige. And they were
Yeah.
like, I feel like you're
Yes, it
holding on.
was.
Yeah, I feel like you're holding on to Prestige.
Yeah.
And like it might be time to let her go. And at first I was offended. I'm like, what the hell do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I created her because like she could be out on the stage. She could do all these things. I'm like, Brittney can't do that. Like, And but that was when I transitioned to Brittney Bella. And
Yeah, for sure.
like that I guess that really is the story. I think I did like two other poems after that, like for real, like performed like actual, but it never like I don't know, never felt the same really.
Bro, like I love hearing about the passion that you have for writing and poetry and just creating and showing your own art, bro. Like that's freaking amazing, bro. Like not you'll be surprised. Like there's a quote that I heard the other day, and it was and I think I said it on another podcast, and it was like the richest place in the world. It's not Dubai, it's not Singapore, it's not California, it's not any of that. It's the graveyard. Cause you'd be surprised of how many $1 million dreams end up going to the grave, and people never really truly acting on them. And to hear and see, bro, first off, if you've been to Tallahassee, you understand it ain't much. You know what I mean?
Ain't
It's
shit out there.
it ain't nothing but four corners, all right? And a Waffle House down the street, you know what I'm saying?
On
You got
Tennessee.
Zaxby's on West Tennessee, you know what I mean? So like you ain't got much, you know what I mean? So like for you to
Wow.
come from like small town, small area and really be a small town girl, bro, and to evolve into someone that is a freaking superstar, bruh. Like, you have truly surpassed old Brittney in so many ways, shapes, and forms, and now like you just keep going. I think that's probably the top thing about you that inspires me personally is the fact that you're never comfortable. You're always trying to find ways to not necessarily like reinvent yourself, but always find ways to express yourself more and like really like fall in love with the person that you are trying to become. You know what I mean? And I feel like is that type of energy, is that type of grind, is that type of passion that's going to take you to the top of the mountain that you're trying to go, and especially in your artistry. And speaking of your artistry, let's talk about this song that has been everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It has hundreds of thousands of plays on Spotify, and is and counting and growing. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the song Homeostasis, man, and tell me about did you how exactly did you come up with this piece of art, and how did it evolve into the song that it is today?
I just feel like when I wrote homeostasis, it was a few months after I graduated from college, and I was really lost in my life. And I had just released like a project, like before I left college, I released a project. It was called Jezebella. I
Yeah.
hate that project, but
You hate it?
I don't like it. Yeah, I thought about taking it down, but I was like, people like have DM me like, oh my god, I love it. Like, oh my god, like
No, for real. Oh, okay. All right, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
like I am my worst critic. I'll say that, but I just put that out. Like, I feel like it did not reflect me like at all. Like, it was really just like around that time, I was like getting a lot of clout on TikTok, thinking what's going
Mm-hmm.
to keep me relevant. This, that, the third. Like, there's nothing personal on Jezebella besides maybe the intro track, and that's it. You couldn't tell me anything about my life through that project. So I was just
Dang.
like, I was in a place where I was really unhappy with myself and who I was. And I remember I was at my ex's house, and it was during Christmas, and I just like heard the beat, and I'm like, okay, like, and I remember the first line I wrote is, "I've been hugging on my crystals, so they know that they are loved." And I was like, nah, that don't sound right. And I was like, that
Mm-hmm.
seems like no, like I need to get deeper. And I was like, I've been hugging on my dreams, so they know that they are
Facts.
loved. And then I just kind of went off on that, but I could not make that like the verses like until I
Mm-hmm.
got to a place in my life where I was like really happy, like when I was at homeostasis, and that's
Yeah.
when I like finally like
Yeah.
moved to Austin in my own
Oh.
apartment, had a job, like, and I finally was like I was so like content. It was like, and this is sad, but it was the first time in my life that I was actually happy. Like, you know? So when I
Yeah.
finally got there, it was like it felt like I manifested through my music. And then I finally was able to
Mm-hmm.
do those verses and release it. But I thought that nobody would like it because everybody was so used to just Bella's Paradise. Like, like I'm all
Yep.
wide and outside, and I'm like, they not
Yeah.
gonna like this, and I feel like that is probably one of the most authentic songs that I've ever put out. Like, that's me through and through. And like to see that it was like so well received, I was like, okay, like
Mm-hmm.
that makes me feel like really confident in like this new path that I'm taking. And
For
I
sure.
found God throughout that, like throughout those trials and whatever, just like
For
homeopathy.
sure. It's definitely different when you find yourself, when you really find yourself. You know what I mean? Like I and what's crazy, oh my goodness, I don't know what song it was that I was listening to on that album. Um I think it was Teenage Dream.
Okay, that
I
that
don't
one
know.
was vulnerable.
Like I was listening to it and I'm like, dang, like I ain't gonna lie, like this is hard, but like, bro, I kid you not, I was listening to it today, right before you got on, bro. I was listening to it and I was like, honestly, like I like the project, but I don't know, it's just something about you that just doesn't, that you can clearly see though. It is, I don't want to say it's night and day, but it is completely different, like the vibe
It is.
between that album, that project, and Homeostasis. It's completely different as far as like you in Homeostasis, you can definitely tell like you walking in a different light. You know what I'm saying? You attracting certain energy. You walk in a certain way with your head held a bit higher. You know what I mean? And in the project, it kind of sounded like you were just having fun, but it was something about it that just didn't seem like you were really truly having fun. You know, was there something? Was there something in particular during that time where you were making the project that you just didn't feel like yourself?
You know, like okay, I feel like I have to go like into like how I got into college. Um,
Go ahead.
so I got to college at 17, but like the week before I got to college, like my mom kicked me out, and that's the last time I ever talked to her. Like you know, so me having to go to college, I never unpacked that. So like me, like and I'm like for my whole life, I was kind of like controlled. Like I was always told what to do, how to do it. Like could not venture out of that. So like now I'm thrust into the real world. And in the last semester of college, like you know, like I'm finally finding my 1-2, and as soon as I find
Yeah.
my 1-2, it's time to graduate. I'm scared. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm not ready to like leave
Yeah.
everything that I've known as an adult. You know?
For sure.
And this is like my only like safety, you know? Like what am I going to do after college? So I was like, "Oh, like literally I made it up in my mind like that January cuz I graduated in May. That January, I was just gonna go batshit crazy and see what happened. Like balls to the wall. Like I said, I'm doing anything and everything, and you know nobody
Yeah.
can stop me. Like you know, and I feel
Yeah.
like that's in the project, like just doing anything, you know. But like what slowed me down is like I had gotten into a relationship by accident. Like I really
Mm.
just wasn't even like, but like it really slowed me down, which is great, you know. Like you know, it
Yeah. For
really
sure.
got me on track, and like at the time I couldn't see it, but like if I didn't have that, like that person being like, "You gonna go to class?"
Yeah. Like we
Okay,
got
all
some shit to
right, I
do.
guess. Like I could go
Yeah.
to class.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you're not my mom, but you know, like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really did, cause oh my god. But I really would say like that, like I wanted so bad to finish something else before I left, cause I was like,
Mm.
I don't know, like you know, I just performed with the City Girls like a few months, like you know, whatever, and it's like okay, like people on TikTok are asking for a product, they want a product, they need a new product, and I don't know what like
Yeah.
I'm not ready, but like I don't want to lose this momentum, this newfound clout that I have, so I need to
Yeah.
just put out something, whatever they want, like yeah, I need to put it out as soon as possible, way faster than I'm ready to deliver it. Like I think some things were not mixed on the project, like I feel like it was just all hosh posh and put together. That's why it's like,
Mm.
and it's like okay, like, and I wanted to throw, I think what it was, I wanted to throw a mixtape release party, like I did for Pipe Dreams. I wanted to do it for Brittney
Pipe
Bella
dreams. Yep.
before I left college, just you know, just to be like, okay, I don't know, like I just
Like I
wanted
did
to.
something. Yeah.
So I did, you know, and it was fun, like it was cool, but like I say, you know, I appreciate the art for what it was. Like I feel like art is gonna reflect your real life, no matter what way
No,
you
for
play it.
sure. It
And that's
should.
exactly what it
It should.
reflected. Like just lost as
For
hell
sure.
in life. Like
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. And like you even, and speaking of like how your art expresses, you know, the type of person that you, or the stage of life rather that you're in, or the experiences and stuff that you've gone through. You know, like there's a verse in Homeostasis, and it kind of relates to trying to shake the image of someone that you used to be to now being someone that you love and appreciate, like or a version of who you are. Like what does that verse in particular mean to you? Being like coming from where you started to the
right.
new light in which you are walking in now. What does that verse specifically mean to you?
I feel like I used to think that because the verse is like trying to shake the image of who I used to be, but now I love
Yep.
myself, and she gonna come for
Yeah.
me. Um,
Yeah.
And I definitely think that I used to think the key to growth or like just becoming who like the who I thought in my mind I needed to be was like I need to bury this like old version of myself, this things I'm ashamed of, like just pretend they don't exist. And so like that's the shy Brittney. That's the very reserved Brittney, the ugly duckling Brittney. Like I was never like nobody's crush. I did not have the juice. Like, you know, and it's just like okay, like I felt like I just had to be like, you know, like just okay. When I got to college, I'm like nobody like is gonna know like anything. But I realized like the trick is like I had to accept everything about myself. Like this is me and this is me and this is me and that's okay. And even though that this is the new me, I still have to take the old me with me, you know, just to get to that level, you know, because I feel like you will lose yourself if you don't remember who you were as a child before the world got to you, you know?
God. Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah.
Dog, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm like getting in a way like choked up, bro. Like, bro, I remember, bro, we rode the fucking city bus together, bro.
Yes.
Like, homie, oh my
They don't
gosh,
know
bro.
even, yeah.
Bro, like we literally started so freaking little. So little, so far from like where we are now. And to be actively going for and achieving and walking through doors that only them jits could have freaking thought of. You know what I mean? And like to now, bro, I can't express it enough, bro. I'm so fucking proud of you, dog. Like, but you're absolutely right because I definitely do. I remember like you carry that. I don't know, like you carried that image, you carried that weight with you, kind of like really heavy. You know what I'm saying? In a sense of like a person who didn't necessarily fit in, but didn't really care at the same time, but at the same time would have also liked to, you know, be in certain groups and certain crowds and stuff like that. But like, bro, like, I remember it, bro. But like,
And I
man, to
remember too,
see
like,
that from here, bro.
I feel like you, like, you know, like we've been friends for like forever. And I just remember like
Years.
people would be surprised that me and you were like friends because you were like, you were, you were like the class clown. You're like, you know, you're friends with everybody. And literally there's like nerdy Brittney, like I'm with the outcast. Like, you know, like that was just, you know, like who I was. And I just like, dang, like I remember it clicked in high school. I was like, I don't want to be this Brittany anymore. Like I want to kind of, like I do want to be included. Like I still want to be myself, but like I do want to like be included. Like I feel like I'm a genuine person, like and all the stuff, you know. But it's just like I never pushed myself to be like I don't know, like in the popular crowd or whatever, just like well known. You know, I just was like the girl in the background, like you know.
Yeah.
So like
I feel you. I feel you.
now, like even like Austin, like sometimes it really like it shocks me a lot because like a few people will call me like an it girl. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, you know, I still like feel like in a lot of ways like the child version of myself. You know, like I'm really tapped into that. So it's like when people are like, oh my gosh, like I think somebody told me like they were like this was like a bad relation, whatever, but they were like, oh, like I feel like I see deeper than like just a pretty face. So if you're just a pretty face or whatever, yeah, like that they thought I was just like a pretty face. And I'm like
like what?
I was like honestly like, you know, but I feel like a lot of times like people are shocked by like my personality, but like this is when you are the ugly duckling. This is like standing in your nerdness and not caring. This like even my fashion choices a little questionable back then, but like I've always like now people are like, oh my god, I love your fashion. This is the trenches. Like you had to get bullied for your fashion choices back in middle school and elementary and high school to get this good at fashion. Okay, you cannot follow the trends. No, and plus I didn't even have money to follow the trends. Like, you know.
Facts. And if you didn't, bro, there is no way, bro, we would have survived in today's generation of kids.
Oh my god.
Walking around with Louis bags, bro. I barely had Jansport, dog. Like, what's going on?
No, you got a dance for it. You
Bruh,
was fine. Like,
you were clean with it, bro. Oh man.
and
Oh.
like we rode like as middle schoolers, like we did not live in a school zone, so we literally were up like 3 hours before school started, riding the fucking city bus, seeing shit and being exposed to shit that we never should have been exposed to. I mean, like our parents just was like, yeah, like, and it was,
no, literally, like, all right, y'all niggas be all right, y'all be all right.
No,
Yep,
and I
boom.
remember it was like a gap between because me and Tavion went to the different high schools, and I had moved to Bryan, Texas in like the 9th grade, but then I ended up moving back in the 10th grade. I remember I was riding the bus home, whatever. I get on the bus, I see my dog, and I kid you not, it's 8 p.m.
It was so late.
Our parents were just like, yeah, as long as the niggas make it home. I gave them the bus fare. It's on them.
That's it, bro. That's it, bro. That 60 cent went a long way.
No, I don't know if you remember, but we definitely used to like scam. Like,
no, definitely that ass, bro. That ass, bro. You just be picking up the transfers off the ground. Man.
No, my monthly bus pass expired months ago. But I was like,
nigga, what? Like, I'm talking about you just showing it like, you just walk past. hoping they don't ask for it. Like, bruh.
Right? I'm like, you see what? You gonna let a 12-year-old? You gonna leave a 12-year-old?
Yeah, like, you gonna turn me away? Is that really what we doing, bro? Like, no, you're a terrible person.
No.
Oh man.
There's this one like thing that I remember. This will show you like the craziness of like just middle school. I think it was like our school started at 9:30, so it was like 7 a.m. Like we catch the bus. The bus came like 2 minutes early. Tavion is on the other side of the road. Do you know what's going on? And he's like, wait. And the bus driver got us every day, right? So I'm like, hey, my friend over there, whatever. He said, all right, I got you. As soon as I sat down, he said, shoot. Then he sped. I'm like, oh, no, you left my dog. But no, he got caught at a red light. I don't know how Tavion, like, teleported from here to a half-mile down. And then he got on the bus, and then literally, like, I think that day, like, you had asthma, I remember that. And he got sent home because he just couldn't get right after that. Like, you know? But that shows, like, you know, and if we talk about perseverance, okay? My dog never been one to accept defeat, okay?
Yo! I forgot about that drop, bro. Oh, dang. Bro, I could not breathe.
Bro, my
nigga was dying like, that whole day, bro.
Sit his ass home.
Bruh, that was the only time, bruh. I'm talking about, remind you, Brittney just talked about how we got picked, how we was riding the bus in 8 p.m. Nigga, it's late. It's a school night, bruh. Like, our parents did not care, bro. That was the only time my mom came to come pick my ass up, bruh. Any other time, bro, I'm riding the bus. Like, bro, it was...
I've known the 3rd grade when I first moved to Tallahassee. To this day, I ain't never met your mom. Like, we live not that far away from each other and everything. Like,
we live right up the road, bro. Dang, bro.
I to the bus stop. Like, we ain't never, like.
Bro, you know? I know your bus stop. You know my bus stop. We got on. We got off. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? We never met each other's parents, though. Never. That's a crazy jump, bro.
And that's insane. Like, you would think, but no.
Yeah, you would think, man. You would think, bro. You would think. I got this one memory. It will never leave my head, bro. Never leave my head. Bro, it's funny that I actually, like, remember this. I don't know what we was doing. I think we was eating like chicken or something at school or something like that. And Brittney pulls out some floss and she starts like flossing or whatever. And I hate floss. Can't stand it. I don't know what possessed Brittney to say this in front of everybody, but she was just like mid floss. She talking about some no, she asked me like, Taylor, you don't floss? Like, no, I think I said like, bro, like you floss so much. She was like, Taylor, you don't floss? And I was like, bro, bro, like who flosses, bro? Like what? She was like, yeah, well, my mom says you don't floss. She was like, she was like, yeah, like my mom says, if you don't floss, well, your breast is gonna stink. But it was the way, it was a disgust in which you said it. I was just like, bro, I don't know how old we was, bro, but we was jits for real. But you ain't had no business to diss me like that in front of everybody.
I don't even remember, but I know that sounded like me. My delivery is me off.
God, bro. I'm talking about, you said it personally. Like, I'm like,
your breath
damn.
must stink. If you don't
Yo, like, damn, maybe I do need it. Maybe I do that. Bro, ever since then, bro, I be on it with the floss, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm glad to have
It's
role.
Oh shit, bro.
In teeth health. Okay, it is very important.
I'm saying.
That do sound like
we gonna transition to questions from the fire pit, man. So this is a part where we take questions from social media, family, friends, people who have seen your journey, people who are interested, things like that. They shoot out a couple of questions. I take a few, and then we're gonna just go ahead and shoot them out right here. So our first question that we have, just answer it as quickly as you can. All right. So our first question that we have here: if your life was a book, what would this chapter be called?
Renaissance.
Okay. What's your personal definition of peace?
Peace is not being at war with yourself.
Oh, that's deep. Okay. What's a lesson you've learned the hard way but are grateful for?
Don't lose yourself trying to be chosen by someone else.
Clock it. What's something you wish more people understood about you?
I wish they saw me like not just like the outside, the Brittney Bella, but I wish they saw like like Brittney,
like the genuine side of you. I feel that. I feel like that's a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people. Actually, I take that back. I don't feel like that's a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people get mixed up in drinking their own Kool-Aid, and they think that they are past perfect, present pretty, and future flawless. Like they think that they can't do no wrong because of an Instagram image or a social media image or something like that. And it's like, bro, like life is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like we joke about them times back in the day, but we were struggling. You know what I mean? Like it was definitely it was a lot of childhood traumas that followed that. There were a lot of times and there were a lot of times where that like it was tears shed at school. It was tears shed on the way to school. It was times and moments where we didn't want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Because of certain things that were possibly going to happen when we got there. Like, and the thing is that like a lot of it didn't even need to be said. You know what I'm saying? Like we just knew, you know what I mean? But the thing is that like we did not have the tools to be able to properly articulate or be able to share that with the other people. So like we grew accustomed to living with an image that was not genuinely us because it was the one that was most accepted. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that when you say like, you know what I'm saying? Like just be like, wish that you could just walk in the room and you ain't gotta be Brittney Bella, but you can just be Brittney. You know what I'm saying? I wish the same thing, you know what I mean? Like I can attribute a lot of the changes that I've made to two things. One, my goal to want to be an actor, but two, my want to be accepted. Like there were a lot of things like, I remember, bro, like you taught me a very valuable lesson in 8th grade. I will never forget it. 8th grade was a terrible, terrible, terrible time. And I'm gonna come back to the question from the fire pit, but 8th grade was a very terrible time for me. But you didn't know that at the time, or maybe you did. But I remember we were riding the bus one day, bro, and I was a straight dickhead, bro. Like I was an asshole during this time. And I don't know why I was so mean to you specifically in this moment. Maybe it was honestly truly because like I didn't know how to deal with my own personal things that I was going, like I had just got kicked out. I was I was spiraling out of control. I was looking for specific attention. Like people say I was looking for attention. I still don't really know what that means. I was just looking for someone to hear me out. Hear me out, listen to what it was that I was going through at that time. And while I was still trying to understand what I was going through, you said something to me that was a very valuable lesson. It was very simple. It was a very valuable lesson. And you was like, um, I said something and you were like, you are you're not just it's not just you are what you eat, but you are what you listen to as well. And I was listening to a lot of like aggressive hardcore rap that was just like not positive in any way, shape, or form. But it was genuinely how I felt on the inside. And I remember like back then I ain't had no headphones, nothing like that. Everybody heard what I was fucking
Yeah.
listening to. So you was like, you're not. It's not just you are what you eat, but you are what you listening to, bro. I took that home, and I remember just dissecting the lyrics of what it was I was listening to, and I really like I cut the music off because I was just like, what? Like that's when I started to really process and understand that like I'm not okay,
Mhm.
but I wasn't fully like mature enough to really understand like how to really move forward. But there are many ways, many times that, and while we're still on that topic, bro, you probably don't even remember this shit, but I fucking apologize. All right, I was an asshole, specifically to
We're
you.
both
All
were
right,
assholes to each other.
you
Like
know what I mean?
it's
Like, but like honestly, truly, like I am truly sorry. All right, but for real, like it's crazy just how much of life that we've been able to experience and view and watch each other go through, and the like the push. Like I remember there were times, or there was one specific day, bro, like you really did not want to go home. I'm not really sure why or what may have happened, but I remember, bro, like you sat on that bus quiet and you were just in the back crying, and nobody knew why, but it was just it was but like for the people that know, bro, like we understood, bro, like when she get home, it ain't gonna always be all that pretty. You know what I mean? But like the smiles that you wore at school, you would have never guessed it, bro. So like to see the strength and to see the growth, bro, I really truly mean it, dog. Like it's night and day, and it's so powerful and it's beautiful to watch you just grow into the woman and the artist and the poet and the rapper and the person that you are today, bro. Like it's a like third grade, dog.
they're great.
Third grade, you know what I mean? Like to see you from Jit Brittney to Brittney Bella, bro, and still bring like little Brittney with you, bro. Like it is truly amazing to watch, bro. Like honestly,
Right.
truly.
Well, I do want to thank you for your words. Though. I do want to say too, like I feel
Yeah,
like I was also like an asshole to you in like some ways as well. Like just I just was really learning to navigate the world with like everything at home, and that's a good point. Like I don't remember crying on that bus, and but that tells you like how many times I never wanted to be home. Like
yeah,
damn, like I know what's waiting on me when I go home, and it's most likely not good.
yeah,
And just like being like just being exposed to so much like so early, it's like okay, like when your parents just throw you at the world and just like, like I did my
yeah,
part, whatever. It's like okay, like as a young girl riding a city bus at city bus stops alone, whether at night, early in the morning, or like midday, like you're encountering a lot of people who you should probably never be in contact with. But I preferred that over being at home. And that'll
facts.
tell you enough about like, and I just feel like too, like with you, like I feel like I saw you for like who you were because we came from like the same block. Like, for
Yeah,
one,
no,
like
for
the same
sure,
type of
literally.
thing. And it's like, okay, like yes, he is a popular kid. He is the class clown. Everybody knows and loves him. But I know that we are
Yeah,
friends because we're not that different. Like,
facts,
and it was like a
facts,
point like
bro,
at school,
facts.
like we weren't really like talking at school, but like after school, like we would talk like and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But it's just like we were a part of like two different groups, and like I performed
mm,
in my own way of like okay, like everything is eternal, you know. You
yeah,
like were more outgoing and like the class clown, but at the same token, it's like nobody is taking you serious because they only
right.
are seeing you as a joke. Like oh, like he's just so funny. Like
Yeah,
where could anything possibly be under there? And like when you grow
yeah,
up, the comedians are like the most depressed people, like the people who go through so much because it makes you like
right.
like, it makes you want to make other people like happy in the same way that I want women to feel uplifted or like the music like anybody I want anybody to feel like better after they listen to my music is the same way I feel like that you were with like, making other people laugh, because they shit funny
Mm.
when you're home.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Literally, so it was literally like like the life that you would, and I feel like that's why we talk to each other after school more than we did at school, because like we both shared that moment of like, man, here we go again, like type
I,
stuff. So like it was like that shared trauma in a way, or that shared version of misunderstanding that like our parents didn't understand, and definitely other kids at school definitely didn't understand. Like we Cobb maybe like a little mix now, but back then that was white Cobb. That was white. That was the white school.
Caucasian cop.
That was Caucasian Cobb. All right. So like, it's
Yes,
like for us to like go there, and then like, what I'm saying, we definitely had our own ways of doing all that. So
absolutely. And
but
it's like
coming
too, like,
home though, bro, it was different.
yeah, I feel like our parents, like, on paper, it's like, okay, like, we both did not live in that school district. So, like, they both were like,
Facts.
okay, we gonna find a way to lie about it so they can go to a better school.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna give them any tools to prosper at this new school. You're there,
No.
so make it do what it do,
Facts.
and you better not bring home
Yeah.
anything less than a C, like, or
Facts, man. What? I'm talking about, I struggled at
okay.
Cobb, man. But
Okay, and
we
it's just
gonna
like wanting to keep that same, like,
yeah,
that standard. And I guess too, I carry that with me too. Like, no matter what I'm going through, like, it's like I have a standard for myself. Like, I have
for
to be
sure.
here, like, A, all the time.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That energy about you, bro. That energy about you. I'm saying. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna transition out of the questions from the fire pit, man. Actually, no, I got one more. I
Okay.
got one more question. And it is: once you receive your Grammy nomination, who is the first person you're going to call?
Call.
Yep.
I say my grandma or Genesis. That's my bestie.
Okay,
Like,
word.
yeah.
For sure, for sure,
Hmm.
for sure. I don't know why I felt like you were gonna say your grandma. I feel like I've heard you speak about her many times. I think I've even seen a picture of you and your grandmother before. Your grandmother's like light skinned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have seen a picture of your grandma. I don't know how. I don't know where that came from, but
Nah, but she's been like the most present person in my life since, like,
for sure, yeah.
like, she never was like allowed to see me as a kid, which is why, like,
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of things like happened the way that they did as a kid. Because, like, when I did live with her, like when I was like 6 or 7,
Yeah.
it's like it's the only time I ever got to do an extracurricular like ballet.
Oh,
It's like the time where like she was picking me up and dropping me off, making sure my clothes were ironed, like showing me how to like do all this stuff. And then I get back to my
yeah.
mom and it's like nothing, like nothing being poured
Mm.
into me of value. Um, but nah, like I would call my grandma. She actually didn't really want me to do music because she thought it was like a distraction from college. Her main thing was like, I need you to be able to make money to support yourself in this world. I don't care about the music or whatever. And I was just like, I just feel like you don't support me, but like it's like now like
Yeah.
that she's come to like, okay, now that I have the degree, I got the job. Like I told her
Yep.
like, okay, like these are the things that I'm doing, and she's like, wow, I'm really proud of you. Like like even though like
Yeah.
you, I could try to tell you something, but like once you have it in your head, there's no stopping you, and you just do it regardless. Like even moving to Austin, everybody told me I wasn't ready. Everybody was like, you don't have the money, you're not ready. You never lived by yourself in a new city. I said, I feel like I'm ready. God put it in my heart. So,
For sure.
I've been thugging since a jit. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm saying,
I got
man,
this.
for sure. And you got it, like right now. You know what I'm saying? So like that's amazing to watch. That's amazing to see. And then like honestly, the best advice that I've ever received from someone is don't take advice from anyone that's not where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the only real true advice you should be taking from people that you don't really value like that, or who don't really want to see you at your best. The only real advice you should be taking from people are people that are already sitting in the seats and at the tables that you want to be at. You know what I mean? Because anything else is just excess noise, and it hurts because sometimes that comes in the form of like a parent, comes in the form of a significant other, comes in the form of a sibling, a family member, a best friend. It comes in forms like that.
Mhm.
But the road to success is a lonely one for a reason, because it's only you that can go. It's not like it's a two-seater, it's an SUV. Nah, bruh. It's one seat, and it's basically a bike because you're gonna be headed for a while. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the beauty in coming from Tallahassee, honestly, is that like we get to really truly enjoy starting from the bottom and climbing our way to the top. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's just opening up more doors and just giving us more opportunities to be not only to be the influence that we wish we had, but also an influence for other people who are also trying to walk that same light. And speaking of such, you know what I'm saying, you currently are a teacher yourself. You know, what's a lesson that you hope to send the little kids around the world, or who may end up becoming, you know, part of your next Bella army? You know what I mean? Like, who, if you could send a message to them, what would that message be?
I would say you should always lead with love. Always, it is okay to be sensitive. It's okay to like have feelings and be soft. As just like a black woman in this world, I feel like a lot of things like just as a kid I wasn't able to like fully express. Like I never felt comfortable crying as a child. Like I always felt this deep shame, or like, like that there are acceptable emotions and there are unacceptable. Like be who you are. Be loud, be proud, like all the things. Like just like he said, yeah, I was not popular at all, but I never ever changed who I was. To this day, I
Facts.
am still weird. Like I'm still weird. I'm
Still
still
that
on
same one.
and
Yeah.
that's okay. And I just definitely do want to like be like, yeah, it is okay to be different, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. For
Mm-hmm.
sure. It's okay to be authentic. It's okay to be genuine. It's okay. Like you just said, it's okay to be different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you
Yeah.
aim to be the same, you're going to end up with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? The only
Exactly.
way that you can achieve something that you never have, you got to be willing to do something that you never done. You got to be willing to do something other people haven't done. It's okay to take stuff from other people's, playbook and stuff like that, but the book needs to be yours.
Yes.
Certain plays can be emulated and mirrored, but the book itself has to be yours if you want that light to be yours, if you want that
Yes.
spotlight, that stage,
Okay.
if you want
And
to
it
really
is
receive that
okay
in
to
genuineness.
dream. Dream
Facts.
big,
Facts. It's
like,
for sure.
because I feel
For
like
sure.
everybody, literally the reason why Pipe Dreams is called Pipe Dreams is because, shout out my granny. My granny called them, like, I was like, I want to be a rapper. She was like, you're always chasing these pipe dreams. Like, you want to be a rapper, you want to be an actress. These are pipe dreams. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? That's the project that took off. Like,
Yeah. No, for
I,
sure.
like,
For sure.
and
Yeah.
I always say, I'm chasing my pipe dreams, like, because it's only a pipe dream to somebody, like, it's not, that vision was not put into you. It was put into
Facts.
me. I see it, I know how to get there, and, like, I know I'm destined to. So it's only a
Yeah.
matter of time. So if
It's
these are
only
pipe
it's only
dreams,
a matter of time, bro.
it's only a matter
It's
of
only a
time till
matter
they're
of
real
time.
dreams. Well, not real dreams,
You know,
reality.
reality. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Duh,
That's what I'm
duh.
talking about. So like, our next follow on question for the day, man, is do you have any regrets from the journey that started to where you are now? Do you have any regrets about it?
Hmm. I feel like I did for a while, but like I try not to live my life with the regrets because like every single thing happens for a reason, whether you see it or not.
For sure.
I would say like at first I felt like really bad about having like a long hiatus. I had like an over a year hiatus between like me dropping music between Jezebel and Homeostasis. And I was like,
Oof.
all the momentum that I had, like all the monthly listeners, everything is like dwindled because it's like I haven't posted
Yeah.
anything on TikTok. I haven't promoted anything. And, you know, my friends, though they care, they were like, bitch, you fumbled. Like, why would you do that? Like,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't know. Like, and I just never get back. But I realized, like, I needed that time, like, instead of just pushing product, pushing, just,
Yeah.
like, I needed to heal myself. This is the first time as an adult that I am in control. Not
Yeah.
like, not the liquor, not nothing like, and two, like, I feel like I struggle with alcoholism because, like, I feel like we all, like, found our ways, like, to cope. And that's how I did it
Mm.
in college. After I got out of college, I didn't drink no more. And that's when I really had to face everything. When things got rough, I was like, let's go party! Woo!
Yeah.
There was none of that in Bryan, Texas. That's also a small town and filled with my family. There was none of that. So I really had to do
Mm.
that inner work before I even could like progress. and write music that I actually like, you know? So I don't
Yeah.
regret it. I don't. I don't have any
I love
regrets.
that, man. I love that. I love that how you know take what many would view as a setback. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of use it as a trampoline effect in a sense of like, yeah, like I'm down right now, but it's going to project this lesson, this stage of my life, it's only going to project me to go even higher. You know what I mean? So I respect it, bro. I
Yeah.
respect it. You know, if in last question of the evening, if you could tell young Brittney anything, what would you tell her?
I know this is supposed to be a rapid fire question, but
No, 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 no. This isn't a rapid fire. This is
okay.
you. This final question of the evening. You know what I'm saying? So you take as much time as you need. What is something that you would tell your younger self, the same one that we were just clowning about and talking about and all that kind of stuff? Like, if you could tell that version of you anything, what would it be?
What's funny is I feel like when I was a kid, I always heard a voice. Like when things would get hard, I would always
Hmm.
hear like a voice. And they'd be like, just keep going, like you got it, whatever, whatever. You know, like just encouraging, right?
Yeah.
As an adult, I envision my inner child and I go back and tell those things. So I'm like, maybe that was future me. And I don't know. Like it like I that like I believe that. Like I'm like, in a way, like I like was always there, and it's like okay, like that dream that was in me that I just people were like, "You want to be a rapper?" You know, but like I feel like there's even like a future me who was like who is still now like keep
Oh, my
going.
jaw is shaking, bro. That is so deep. Oh man.
So I just like
Was not expecting that.
no, right? I was
That
like,
is
man, that's
deep.
mad sad.
Yo.
But I always like had
Oh.
that, and even like now, it's like okay, like if I have feelings of inadequacy, like I go back to my inner
Yeah.
child and I think about like why am I feeling this way in this moment, and then I go back to like that moment where it's just like, and I'll just pour into myself, and I'll have a conversation like with my child self. And I had a lot of solitude at home, and like I feel like I used to like think and like that. So it's like I don't know, it's like a
Yeah.
weird thing of like time travel, but that's what I kind of do. In a
Nah,
way.
man, that's dope, man. That is freaking amazing though. Like it's so cool that like you're even able to like that you use that moment and then you use it to be the like kind of like a guardian angel in a way. You know what I'm saying? That like same way how you feel like that version of you that you are now, was helping you back then. You kind of use that same version of you back then to help you now. Like that is such a beautiful circle, bro. Like that's amazing. That's amazing, man. And ladies and gentlemen, man, I kid you not, bro. When I said extraordinary, when I said truly gifted, truly talented, bro, I standing on business with it, standing on business with it, and 10 toes down, bro. My homie, my dog, bro. Like this is my sister for real, bro. And I'm extremely, extremely proud of you and just how far you've gone and continue to go. Honestly, I feel like this isn't even like this is still like like the beginning of the story. You know what I mean? Like this is still like within like the first 3 chapters of an amazing book that you're going to live out in real time, bro. Like this is going to be something that people are going to write about and study about and just be in awe about how this young girl from Tallahassee came and took over and conquered everything that she said she was going to get. You know what I'm saying? And that's all the way from the rap that you wrote back in elementary school to the poetry that you did back in FAMU. You know what I mean? It's so many other projects all the way to the Grammy that you're gonna receive in the future, the Oscar, the Tony, the Emmy that you're gonna receive in the future, bro. Like it for all the way from the beginning to where we are now, bro. Like you continue to break down barriers, man. Keep achieving things that a lot of us probably wouldn't have even imagined back then, but we just keep going and keep doing. And I'm very, very, very proud of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our episode for today. We're gonna end it off with a quote of the day, man, which is today may be hard, but it's okay because tomorrow will be worse. However, the day after is where you will receive sunshine, rainbows, and a season of bloom, but only 10% make it past tomorrow night. So, thank you all for tuning in. Again, my name is Tavion Mickens, and I am have the privilege and honor to, you know, be able to interview the up and coming greatest female artist of our generation, Brittney Bella. Y'all continue to spread love, spread kindness, and always grind for what is yours, man. Thank you so much. This is Surviving the Flame. Thank you all so much for the support and always tuning into your favorite podcast geared towards helping people through tough times with tough conversations. Thank you all. And as always, spread kindness. This is Surviving the Flame. See you next time.